Hey, I don't know about you, but I can feel so scattered sometimes between the pinball machine of thoughts bouncing around my mind, not to mention all the notifications, my very loud children, and the ongoing demands coming at me all day, every day. The days can feel overwhelming. That's exactly why I created my brand new Start Your Day Planner. This planner helps you start each day clear, confident, and in control. This simple 5-minute morning routine gives you easy prompts that give context, clarity, and focus to your day so you know exactly what to focus on and you finally feel good about how you spend your time. And I'm so excited to let you know that the physical hard copy of the Start Your Day Planner is now available. You can head over to startyourdayplanner.com to get your copy. And if you want to check it out before you buy it, you can even download a free digital sample of the Start Your Day Planner. You can see the inside. Go ahead, get started on the system and try it out for yourself. Head over to startyourdayplanner.com and get ready to start your days in a whole new way. That's startyourdayplanner.com. Hey everyone, and welcome to Business Bootcamp. I'm Christy Wright, and I'm going to give you the practical steps you want and the tough love truth you need to succeed in your business. Today, we are talking about how to review something, like how to learn from what just happened, whether that is a project or a season or a launch or an event or something major going on in your business. I'm going to teach you how to learn from it, how to capture those learnings, and how to review it so you can do even better next time. But first, I want to share with you something my husband and I do in our family. This is something we actually practice in our real life, not just in my business. So I've noticed over the last few years, we've gotten in the habit of reviewing after we experience something, whether that is a vacation, maybe holiday with family, maybe a certain season or a certain sport or hobby or activity for our kids. When that thing is over, we will intentionally review it. Here's what that looks like. We say out loud what happened, what was really great about it that we want to do again, and what was maybe terrible that we want to avoid. We will say these things out loud and review them and say out loud, we definitely want to do this again, or we never want to do this again. Here's why this is so important in our family rhythms, but it also applies to your business as well. If we don't take the time to review what happened, especially major events, major initiatives, then a year later or a season later, when that opportunity comes up again, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to forget about what happened. You're going to go in with good intentions, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to do that thing again, and you're going to make the exact same mistakes. It's kind of how I am every fall, y'all, with the pumpkin spice latte. Every fall, I think, oh, I can't wait to get a pumpkin spice latte. And my husband has to remind me, Christy, you don't actually like pumpkin spice lattes. You like the idea of them because you love pumpkin and you love fall, but you don't actually like this drink. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't. So often we go into something and we genuinely forget what happened before. And so in our life, my husband and I will review after every vacation. The vacations that were awesome, we say, why was that awesome? You know, one of the things that made this summer's vacation so awesome? We took our kids inside for an afternoon break every single day. We didn't power through. We didn't let them keep going. We didn't have to take a nap necessarily, but we would go in the air conditioning and from about 2 to 4, we would chill out, watch some TV, play some card games, relax in the air. Every single time we did this, we would have an awesome evening. The kids would be up later. We'd go crab hunting. We'd get ice cream and everybody was in a good mood because we got that break in the day. When we didn't take a break in the day, they were tiny terrors, y'all. It was a disaster and our evenings were awful. So we said out loud, one of the things that made this trip so great was taking a break in the day. Yes, that's what made it great. Next time, let's do that again. What's another thing that made this vacation so great? Okay, we brought blackout shades. We got these cheap paper foldable accordion shades from Lowe's for like $8 a piece. We packed them in our car and we took them with us so we could black out the rooms and our kids could sleep a little later in the morning. That was one thing that made that vacation great. Yes, let's do it again. Or if something went really bad, we will say out loud, hey, what was wrong with that so we can never do it again? For example, a few years ago, I signed my kids up for spring sports. And then when March and April and May rolled around, every single weekend, we had games on Saturdays. That sounds nice, except y'all, every spring, you know what we love to do? They love to go to the lake. We've got a lot of work to do to get the lake house ready for the summer season. And we don't want to be in Nashville going to sporting events when what we really want to do is go to the lake. But if we don't think through these things in advance, like, hey, we actually love going to the lake in the spring, so we should never again sign up for spring sports. If we don't say those things out loud, then we innocently and naively go into that next spring and we sign up for a sport again. It is really, really helpful to review what happened, what was great and what was terrible, so you can learn from those situations. Many of you right now are going into the holiday season. This would be a great practice for you. Think about last Thanksgiving. Think about last Christmas. What was awesome about it? What was really, really great that you want to definitely do again? And what was maybe not so great? What was tough? What was just too much on the kids? What was too much pressure with the family? What did you learn from the gift giving or receiving experience? What were some of those lessons? Try to go back there in your mind, remember them, and let them inform the holiday season ahead. This is such a simple but helpful practice in your life and in your family. Now, when we do this in our family, we do it pretty organically. It's a conversation in the car ride on the way home from Florida, for example, or on the way home from Thanksgiving dinner at a family member's house. We will say out loud, hey, what made this great? We want to do it again. Or what made this not so great? We want to avoid and do differently next time. So in our life, it's pretty loosey-goosey like that. It's what made it great? What made it terrible? Let's say it out loud and let that inform our decisions next time. But in the business world, you can get a little more intentional. Now, the practice is the same. The goal is to review what just happened while it's fresh on your mind. So after any launch, any new project, any season, even every quarter if you want to, any major initiative in your business, you want to set aside time afterwards to review it. Now, I'm going to walk you through something I learned when I worked at my last job at Ramsey, and it's called the 4 helpfuls. This is really, really practical, and you can walk through these 4 categories, reviewing whatever you just did to help you learn from it. You want to actually write down what you are recognizing and what you're collaborating with your team on to let them speak into. You want to write it down, and you want to do it soon after that event or project. You want to do it while it's fresh on your mind so you can capture it and make sure you have it for next time. So let's walk through the 4 helpfuls you can use to review anything in your business so you can learn from it and do even better next time. The first category is you're going to write down what was right. What was right? What was right about that book launch? What was right about that event? What was awesome about that initiative? What was right, that was good, that worked really well, that was just on point? Yes, that was right. We want to do that again. You want to write down a list of everything about that thing that was right. If you have a team, let your team speak into it. You can even do this for your family if you want to get that intentional and practical, and let your family speak into it. Hey, what was right about summer vacation? What was right about fall sports? What was right about last Christmas? Let's write it down, and then you have everybody speaking into it. So the first category is what is right. If you want to write this down in columns, you would have a header, what's right, and list everything in that column that was right about that project or initiative or event. These are the things that the next time you do it, you're going to amplify. So I want you to write down the word amplify below the word right. So the category is right, and what you're going to do, your action, is to amplify those things. Anything that was right this time, we're going to amplify next time. Anything that went well, we're going to do more of it. Do more of what worked and amplify what was right. So your first category is to write down everything that went right. And then you're going to remember next time, you're going to amplify those things. Hey, do you want to grow in your relationship with God, but you don't know how? Or maybe you find yourself opening your Bible with no idea of where to start. Luckily, that's where Glorify comes in. Glorify is the #1 Christian daily devotional app. With Glorify, you can start your morning by reading the Bible passage of the day, diving into Glorify's daily devotional, and wrapping up with an immersive experience called Daily Walk with God. And if you need to take a few minutes to yourself in the middle of a busy day like I do, you can try one of Glorify's guided meditations or listen to their curated worship playlist for some quiet reflection. Join over 20 million people who have downloaded the Glorify app and deepened their relationship with God. The Glorify app is free and it's easy to get started. Visit glorify-app.com/hope right now to download the Glorify app. That's glorify-app.com/hope. It's free, so go ahead and give it a try today.
Hey, I'm Greer, host of the Unfinished Idea podcast, where listeners and I get to journey together to better understand the neurodiverse world. Together with my husband, we have 2 boys and 2 dogs and raising a child with additional needs. Our day-to-day experience isn't being talked about in everyday life, and I see a gap in those leading people who are neurodivergent. Whether you're a parent, a friend, a teacher, or a neighbor, the neurodivergent world is all around us. So this podcast is for you. I have conversations over a cup of tea or coffee, helping to bring awareness about how neurodivergent people experience the world, as well as families who are raising children with different needs. This podcast will share practical help, tips, and the joys, struggles, and differences in being neurodivergent or raising a child who is. Each week, I will spend 30 minutes talking and interviewing others in the neurodiverse space and giving you the opportunity to learn and grow and feel seen and heard by how we interact with each other and the world. Search for The Unfinished Idea in your favorite podcast app and come learn about the neurodivergent world. I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
The second category is what went wrong. Go ahead and write that in the second column if you're taking notes here. What went wrong? What was just a miss or a mistake or something that just did not go well? I want you to make a list of everything that went wrong. And again, allow your team or anybody working on this project or initiative to speak into it. Let them all share their perspectives. They may have seen something that you didn't see. For example, when we would do our business boutique events in the past, we would have the entire team speak into it. And I might share something that went wrong on stage from my experience. Like, hey, we didn't have the bio for that next speaker and I had to totally wing it because I didn't know all of the facts about what they'd accomplished. We need to make sure we always have the bio on the screen before I get on stage. But you might have someone else's perspective. We would have perspectives from the project managers or the sales team or customer service that they experienced something that went wrong that I never even knew about. So you want to allow everyone to speak into this in every category from their perspective. What went right? And now, as we're talking about category 2, what went wrong? Don't let your feelings get hurt. Don't be sensitive about this. Have some thick skin and know that we all make mistakes. There's a million variables when you're trying to pull anything off in business or life for that matter. And of course, things will go wrong. Capture it so you can learn from it and fix it next time. Now, below the word wrong in this column, I want you to write the word fix, because that's exactly what you're going to do next time. Everything that went wrong, you're going to fix it. It's a problem you're going to solve and you won't make that mistake again. So category 1 is what went right, and you're going to amplify those things, make that list and allow everyone to speak into it. Category 2, what went wrong, and you're going to fix it and allow everyone to speak into the list of things that maybe didn't work right. Go ahead and write that down, and you have category 2, wrong. Now let's talk about category number 3, missing. Write down the word missing in this column. What was missing from this event? What was missing from this project? What was missing from the experience? Missing from the initiative? Missing from this season? What was missing? Even though we plan so hard, we try so hard, we try to check all the boxes, cover all the bases, inevitably, that day comes or that launch comes and you're like, oh, shoot, we totally forgot about. And there's something you forgot. There's something that slipped through the cracks. We're all human. We make mistakes and we forget stuff sometimes. Even with all the best made plans, things still drop. This is the column where you want to write down anything that was missing. And I want you to write below the word missing, add, because that's what you're going to do next time. You're going to add these things in. We're not going to miss them next time because we have them captured right here. Anything that was missing from this project or initiative or season, you're going to add next time. This is a great way to capture it while it's fresh and hold yourself accountable to have it right there in writing to make sure you don't miss it again. So what was missing from this event or project? Go ahead and allow the whole team to speak into it, capture it there, and next time you're going to add it. All right, so category 1, what was right? You're going to amplify those things. Category 2, what was wrong? You're going to fix those things. Category 3, what was missing? You're going to add those things. And now our final category, category 4, what was confused? Go ahead and write the word confused if you're taking notes. And this is the top of the 4th column. What was confused about this event? Where was there a disconnect? Where was there a miscommunication among your team or between you and the customers or on the landing page or on the checkout page or between your sponsors or partners? There's a lot of moving parts and pieces with everything you're doing. Probably, more often than not, something will be confusing or confused. Write that down here. Allow your team to speak into it. Write down everything that was confused about that season or that launch or that project. For example, if you have a team that you work with, whether it's your employees or contract employees or even partners and collaborators, there's a lot of opportunity for confusion because sometimes people don't know who owns what. You got a lot of things going. You've got a lot of people wearing a lot of different hats. Who's owning the sponsorships? Who's owning the customer service? Who's owning the emails? Who's owning the checkouts? Who's owning the ads? Who's owning everything? Sometimes things get confused. People might step on each other's toes and double up on work, or someone may assume someone else had that thing and things slip through the cracks. Write down anything about this that was confused. And then after you write down the word confused, I want you to write the word clarify. That's what you're going to do next time. You're going to clarify those things. You're going to clarify the roles or the process or the system or the experience. You're going to clarify and communicate whatever was confused so next time it's not confused. So let's do a quick recap of the 4 helpfuls that can help you review anything in your business or, if you want to get really intentional, in your life as well. Category 1, what was right? Category 2, what was wrong? Category 3, what was missing? And category 4, what was confused? You're going to make a list under each of these categories of anything that was right, wrong, missing, or confused. And then you want to take note of how to fix it next time. So things that are right, you're going to amplify. Things that are wrong, you're going to fix. Things that were missing, you're going to add. And things that were confused, you're going to clarify. If you want to go ahead and save this podcast episode, you can refer back to it maybe when you have a notepad in your hands in case you don't right now. But this is very practical and helpful to help you review anything you're doing in your business. Right now, at the time of you listening to this, it's the end of the year. It's getting close to the end of a quarter. You're going into holidays. You probably had some big launches or initiatives this fall already, and you're going into the busy Christmas season. Save this podcast episode for your reference because this is a great way for you to review something once it's over. You can capture your learnings while they're fresh, and you can do even better next time. If you will practice this in your business, you will not keep making the same mistakes, and you will also go into each new event and initiative even more confident. All right, y'all, that wraps up season 2 of Business Bootcamp. Of course, you can always catch my other show, Get Your Hopes Up, right here on the Christy Wright podcast channel every Monday. I love hanging out with you and helping you get to know God, get closer to Him, and get your hopes up again. And you can catch a new episode every Monday all year long. I'll see you then.
Hey friends, I'm David McGee. I'm a little crazy, and aren't we all? I want to tell you about a podcast I just launched. It's called A Little Crazy. I teach you how to manage and channel your mental health issues into strength, recovery, and lasting joy. What are my qualifications to lead this conversation? I was once lost and lost it all before I learned to manage better and walk confidently against the grain, becoming a best-selling author and changemaker. I dig deep on this podcast to reveal inspirational stories and valuable tools for management, recovery, and personal insight from the perspective of family. Mental health is a family story, as is recovery and finding joy. From crazy faith to love and everything in between, my entertaining guest and I vulnerably smash the stigma and bring down the walls that hold us back. I hope you'll join me on this podcast. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast app by clicking follow, or watch all the episodes over on YouTube. See you soon.